Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwadner, and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today, we have the great pleasure of meeting a legend, Joe Sabatino, straight from Hollywood. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you, Gerhard. Thank you.
How many movie credits do you have?
Someone actually looked up all my credits one time, and it came back where I did probably 221 different shows.
What was your most memorable movie experience with a famous actor?
Working with Arnold Schwarzenegger. When we were working on the movie Batman and Robin, and we were being directed by Joel Schumacher. And we had done our scene, and then Joel, and cut. And then we walk back and we're hanging out, and Joel says, guys, come over to Video Village where all the monitors are. I want you to watch your scene. And then he says, turn the sound off. And Joel says, I want you to watch your performance. I want to see if you guys are doing everything non-verbally to make these characters jump on screen. And I sat back and I went, wow, that's interesting. So we watched it. And Joel says, Arnold, what did you see? What could you do to make your character more menacing? He says, I'm looking at what I did here with the sound off. And I think I could speak more with my eyes, maybe focus more on Joe, on Frosty, to intimidate him more. And Joe Schumacher says, exactly. And Joe, what can you do? And I said, wow, if Arnold's going to do that, then I'm probably not going to look at him directly because I'm going to be intimidated. I'm probably going to look at him from the side. Maybe I'm going to blink a lot more. I'm just going to cover my body a little more. And then he said, would you gentlemen want to go and give this another shot? And we gave it another shot. We did it just like that. Then we came back and we watched the scene, and he was with us. He says, now I want you to watch the scene. We watched it, and he said, that's the zone I want you to be in. And it was such a life lesson for me for what we do now when we're working and speaking and coaching executives on how do we connect? Well, we connect because we have these two forms of communication going all the time. And if they're not in sync, well, then we know that nonverbal communication will undermine what it is you're actually saying.
Joe, how do you help executives have better stage presence and be in the zone?
Actors, we're students of human behavior, and we just watch people. And when we're talking, you'll notice that a lot of people are going to put their weight on one leg and then their weight on the other. Then they're going to be rocking back and forth. Now, we know as stage actors that we want to be rooted into the ground. And if you notice when you watch a performance, generally as an actor, the actors will never talk and speak. They're going to walk, plant, and deliver. And that makes them stronger if they're playing a strong character. So the actor knows, hey, who am I? What am I doing? What is my behavior? Because that makes me, before I even speak. So as executives, we need to know what is it. We have to be self-aware of what our audience is receiving. So now we know when we're on stage, we want to have this power position, standing with both feet, with the weight evenly distributed, because we know that just the way you stand changes how you feel inside.
So how do you prevent yourself from being impacted by the power and charisma and the presence of another actor on the same stage with you?
Funny as it may seem, I was the kid growing up in school. I hated doing oral reports in front of the class. My uncle was an actor, and he was a member of the Actors Studio. And he says, well, I'm going to teach you how to relax when you're speaking in public. And it was he gave me a number of different breathing techniques. And what that really did, and I do this with my clients, it's when we're going on stage or when we're speaking with someone who, has this big aura, or when you're acting opposite, a top box office draw, we need to learn how to down-regulate our nervous system. Because when we down-regulate our nervous system and we can then we can start thinking clearly. And when we think clearly, it changes our whole body chemistry. We're conditioning our mind and our body to work as one.
Are you saying that you need to get in the mindset of the character?
Yeah, it's the mindset of the character, but I do breath work so much that I'll be on set, and when I'm ready to go, I take one deep breath, I let it go, and I've probably dropped my pulse rate 20 beats per minute.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's all breath work. I'm a big practitioner of yoga, so I'm constantly, it's just all a breath. It's all breath. And it's funny, when I first started acting, I would always be whatever actor I would work with. I remember just on any show, I'd be like, wow, when we rehearse, you're a little fidgety, but when we're ready to go, it's like you're locked on. What do you do? Like, how do you relax? And I would ask this question of every actor, and they would all say, breath work. And I was like, yeah. And for presenters, it's the same thing. You have to understand, who are you and what do you want to present? And then you combine that with some nice breath work, and there is no situation that's ever too big.
That's good advice. How can people learn more about you and your services?
Sure, you can go to my website, which is behindthetalk.net, or you can look me up on LinkedIn, just Joe Sabatino on LinkedIn. And those are the two main ways you can get me, or you can email me at joe.behindthetalk@gmail.com. And that's it.
Mille grazie.
Tutti cosa va bene.